True Terror Tuesdays, where every single Tuesday we react to some scary stuff sent in by you guys. And before you say a damn word, I know it's not Tuesday. All right? I don't even want to hear it. I tried. Okay? We can't do it. But I'm going to say it's Tuesday right now. Now it's Tuesday. I am God temporarily, and I say it's Tuesday. Sound good? Perfect. Hope you guys had a good Halloween. We're going to be getting right into it. We're starting off with a video from Avocado Animations. Before we get into that, I just want to say thank you guys for showing support on the last few videos. I did get a copyright strike, actually, on one of our True Terror Tuesdays. That sucked a lot. So that video, if you're ever going to be looking for a True Terror Tuesday #1, you're not going to find it. I got copyright striked, got removed. I had to go to copyright school, whatever the heck, on YouTube to get it removed. So that's why you're not going to be able to find #1. But here is, I believe, #4. So like I said, we're going to get right into it. Grab your Snuggies, grab your snacks. I say get some M&M popcorn. That sounds great. Anyway, first video is sent in to us. I can't. You guys don't understand. I am tripping right now. I am so tired. Work has me freaking dying. Oh my goodness. First video is sent. I almost did it again. I'm still saying it. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is freaking crazy. I'm tripping balls, dude. Oh no. Too big of a breakfast. The first video we're going to be reacting to is uploaded by Avocado Animations, and it is called Willy Wonka Makes an Oompa Loompa. He makes them. He didn't find them in a jungle anymore, apparently. He makes them. So, let's find out how he makes them. It's going to be disturbing, I imagine. They got Chad faces.
It all comes down to this. We fought land, air, and sea. And we've done it all with one of the most comprehensive vehicle combat games ever made. War Thunder! With over 70 million players, we unlock more than...
I actually thought this was legit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'll skip that for you guys. Holy moly. I thought that was legit.
Don't worry, my friend. I take good care of my workers.
I feel like someone's gonna get... This gave me odd flashbacks to Outlast and how it like flashes all these images in front of your
dream. Bakia Kokomo Lofty. Dream big.
Why is this oddly disturbing?
Yalumpa no duba koko. Eduba lumpa diamo po. E diamo po. Umpa. Makia popo pubo. Kokomo duba. Iepuna yaya. Iepuna lumpa. Popo pubo mia lofty.
This is like... not disturbing.
Ike makia pupo Kokomo, Makia Lumpu.
This feels really normal. Also,
Feel the rivers flow. The hurricanes blow. Hellfires glow. Hold it close. And let it all go. Oh, I know. But for as big as that dream was, it was hollow. No flavor, no imagination, just agony from a weary world sinking you deeper into its muck. But I will give you a new world. A good world. If you just dream. Welcome to paradise. A safe and pure land, rescued from a desolate jungle of terrible beasts, rescued from the treetops you cowered in, rescued by Wonka! And like a fish clings to water, or a bird to the skies, you, Oompa Loompa, are mine. Nothing less and nothing more. And there is no dream sweeter than that. We're there.
I blame myself for saying that wasn't disturbing in the beginning. You can blame me too. I need to learn to keep my mouth shut and just let things play on through. I think we can agree. I'm sorry. Next video. Oh, that was disturbing. That was gross. This next video was uploaded by MJV Animations. This is one of their compilation little mini things here with 4 true creepy target stories. We're only going to be acting like one of them. But if you want to check out the rest of them, they're going to be tagged in the link below. Make sure to go check them out. I have not recovered from that last one, but
I used to work at Target many years ago. At the time,
Nothing can go
we were still
wrong with
open
Tarjay.
24/7. So I took
Are
the
we?
overnight shift as a stalker. I was a night owl in college, so that fit into my schedule the best. As much as Target gets rightfully criticized for being a terrible employer, I actually think it was a decent
never heard of
job
that.
for where I was in life. It's common knowledge how strange some of the people that come into the store are, but things are way worse in the middle of the night. Thankfully,
Literally
I didn't have
pulled
to
it.
interact with most of them, but there were occasions when I was hit on or harassed by crazy people.
Oh, it's literally a woman's story.
It didn't
Okay.
usually get that bad. But there was this one guy. He gave me the creeps.
Yeah, rightfully so.
He was
Also,
one
my
of the
cut
main
just
reasons
pushed it
ended
open. I
up
don't know if you
quitting
guys can
before
see
I was
that.
finished with college.
That feels good.
He came into the store on a freezing cold night in December, long after the hours when the store was still full of customers.
I honestly might have
and there
just
was
called the
barely
cops.
anyone there except
Almost
for a
immediately.
few employees. I was crouched down stocking boxes of pasta when I noticed a man walk past the entrance to the aisle. A moment later, he reappeared at the end of the shelves, but he didn't walk into it just then. He stared at me instead. I could see it out of the corner of my eye, but I tried to ignore him. He lingered long enough for me to get a read on him from just a few glances.
Don't try to ignore
He was
him.
disheveled and dirty, not carrying anything, and a stench of stale feces and urine was already wafting over from him.
Oh, hell no.
Eventually, he started walking toward me.
Yep. Nope. Up and out.
Once he was about 5 feet away, he stopped and stared down at me again. By then, the odor of his filth was overpowering. After a few unbearable seconds of silence, he finally opened his mouth and asked where he could find popcorn. I pointed it out to him and he walked away. But I noticed something weird as I watched him go out of the aisle. He had a strange limp as he walked, almost a waddle. Then, he reached back and scratched his crack, seemingly adjusting something inside.
That is gotta be. They had to have had him. Was that Terrence Nicholson? Bro, they had to have thrown that in there for comedic relief, bro. I can't take that serious. Oh
his
no.
Just before he walked out of sight, I confirmed there had to be something inside his pants. Whatever it was big, and it was sandwiched between his cheeks by his waistband. I didn't want to imagine what it could be, but I came up with a few possibilities before I successfully pushed it out of my mind. None of them were good. Thankfully,
Oh,
a few minutes
he
later,
scared that thing.
I had already forgotten about it. I got back into my stocking
Oh,
flow and
no.
wasn't thinking about anything in particular. Just passively longing for the day when I could get out of this menial job and do something more interesting for a living. I was snapped out of my trance by the
Rightfully
reappearance
so.
of the putrid man. Once again, he stood at the end of the aisle and stared. This time, there was a slight smile on his face. He returned without any popcorn. I knew that out of everything in the store, the only thing he was interested in was me. He approached me again, stepping a bit closer than the previous encounter.
Gotta catch a 1-2
The
wombo
rank
combo.
stench almost made me gag.
Yep. Okay.
I didn't want to look at him or even be around him, but he kept talking to me, trying to flirt. He said he couldn't help but come up and tell me how sexy I was, to which I replied with a simple thanks and a fake smile. He pressed me for information about where I lived, how old I was, if I had a boyfriend, all the typical stuff creeps feel entitled to ask about. I gave fake answers to everything, trying to give him every reason in the world to stop talking to me, but none of it worked.
I
Eventually,
wonder why.
He asked for my number, saying we should get together and make a baby with my beautiful genes. I declined outright at first, but after he asked me multiple times and made it clear that he wouldn't take no for an answer, I finally copped out and gave him a fake number. He walked away with a big grin on his face, as if he thought he had actually chatted me up and had a chance of getting in my pants behind whatever dumpster he lived behind. Once again, I noticed that weird limp and the impression of something big in his pants as he walked away, but I was no closer to figuring out what it was. After I finished unloading the car, I took it to the back end of the store to get a full one. I needed a break after that guy, so I purposely stalled around by the door. Nobody was around to catch me slacking off. I figured I could stand there for about 5 whole minutes without anyone bothering me. Right as I was about to finally
The fact
leave,
that you
the man
didn't-
busted through the door, screaming in my face and threatening to kill me for giving him a fake number. I jumped back in shock, hiding behind the boxes on the cart. The rotting creep asked me if I wanted to know what he did to people that lied to him. I didn't know what that meant, so of course I said no and asked him to calm down, but it had no effect. Then, right in front of my eyes, to my horror, he reached back and stuck his hand down his pants, about to grab something and take it out. I screamed and sprinted out the door. He tried to grab me as I passed him, but I escaped with just a scratch from his filthy fingernail. I ran out of the store and into my car. He was much slower than me and couldn't catch up, but as I pulled out of the parking lot,
disinfect
I looked
the
back and saw him
crap
standing
out
in
of
front
that.
of the store, holding something I couldn't make out. I drove off and called the night manager to tell him what was happening.
Not
It
the
took him a
police.
minute to understand
You
why
had
I
a
wasn't coming
manager
back for the
there.
night, but he did call the cops to find the man. However, he wasn't there by the time they arrived.
Ooh, what a surprise!
That scratch on my arm ended up getting infected badly and needed antibiotics.
Wow,
That just goes to show how disgusting he was.
that's a shocker. Oh,
To this day, I still don't know what he was about to pull out of his pants, or whatever horrible experience I managed to escape from. I can only imagine the worst.
Okay. Do I even need to say anything? I think y'all understand. I think y'all get the picture. I think y'all know what y'all would have done differently. I don't think I need to say a dang thing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna imagine we never watched that, and we're gonna go to the next one. Sound good? Perfect. Next video. This next one was uploaded by Mr. Nightmare, yet again making a return to the channel, and this is Blackout Horror Stories. We're gonna be reacting to one of them here. This is volume 2. I didn't know there was volume 1.
It was a chilly night in early March. This happened a couple years ago now. I had just gotten home from work. I was working late that night, so it was close to midnight by the time I walked through the door. I was beyond exhausted. I wanted nothing more than to crack open a freezing cold beer and throw my feet up on the couch.
Fair
That's
enough.
exactly what I did.
Really good
Alcohol
alcohol.
always tastes better after a hard day's work.
That's what I was
I
about to
didn't
say.
even turn on the TV immediately. I just sat there on the couch with my eyes closed and my feet elevated, trying to ignore the nagging thoughts about how stressful my life was. I remember getting frustrated while flipping through the channels because nothing was catching my eye. After sifting through for another few minutes, I ultimately gave up and opted to enjoy my beer in silence. Like everything else in my
Silence is
life,
better.
peace and quiet was apparently too much to ask for, because not 10 seconds later, all the lights in my house simultaneously shut off. You know that slightly fuzzy popping sound that comes a split second before everything shuts off? Yeah, there's nothing I hate more than hearing that noise.
Yeah, that's
For
definitely
whatever
disconcerting
reason,
noise.
our house had a tendency to lose power every so often. Now that I think about it, it still does. Anyway, my first reaction was to step outside and see if any of the neighboring houses were affected. I stepped outside and shut the door behind me, trying to preserve any heat that I might not be able to get back should I fail to restore the power.
I guess that
It was
makes
late,
sense.
but I remember seeing at least one house on my block with their lights on, which confirmed that my house was the problem. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath,
No,
knowing that
problematic
this
that
headache
is.
would definitely spoil whatever pleasure I was hoping to salvage from the night. I turned back to go inside, but when I turned the handle on the front door, it wouldn't budge. I froze, confused at first. I tried the handle a few more times, but it was definitely locked.
You guys know that sometimes burglars
What the hell was
cut
going
power,
on?
right?
I banged
Just
on the door
saying.
and called my wife's name, thinking maybe she had woken up without me realizing. There was no answer.
Your
I
wife
tried
is
to
in.
peer through the glass, but it was still pitch black in there. I ran around to the back. That door was locked too. I started panicking. My wife had a tendency to leave doors unlocked, so it was weird that the back door would be locked in the first place. I ran around to the side of the house to check the breaker, and I froze in my tracks. My hose, which I knew for a fact had been coiled, was laying in the ground.
Whether your wife, your husband, your partner, whatever, leaves the door unlocked, lock it yourself. Lock it yourself. Problem solved. For the love of God. Problem solved. Whoa.
Grass just below the breaker box. The realization hit me like a freight train. Someone had cut the power intentionally.
Yep. What did I say?
Without thinking, I sprinted to the nearest window and desperately looked inside one more time. This time, I was able to make out 2 flashlights swinging around wildly in the dark, as if 2 people were rummaging through my house. They were. I knew they were stealing shit. I was infuriated. The nerve of someone to do this while I was literally home. I reached into my pocket to call the police, only to realize that I had left my phone on the couch. After cursing under my breath, I told myself I'd just run to the neighbor's house and borrow his phone. As I started making my way to the nearest house, another, more sinister thought hit me. My wife was still inside. She was probably asleep, vulnerable.
I am kicking down the door. Oh, I'm heated. I am kicking down the door. All right, I'm going in guns blazing. I don't give a dang. Or I'm grabbing a ladder from somewhere. Or I'm just Supermaning it onto my roof. I'm finding a way in there. The fact that the thought ended up coming to your mind and wasn't automatically like, wow, my wife is inside. Better go make sure she's all right. Better go make sure they don't kill her, take her, anything like that. That wasn't your first thought. That was like, if I remember correctly, like your third thought. Crazy. Whoa. Terrible husband.
To whoever was in the house. I couldn't leave her there, even for another minute. I sprinted back to my house and frantically grabbed some loose rocks from the yard.
There you go.
I started chucking them at our bedroom window, hoping to wake her up. After the 3rd rock, she opened the window. Before she had a chance to say anything, I quietly told her what was happening and instructed her to hide in our closet. Her head disappeared immediately. She didn't ask.
Tell her to jump out the window and you'll catch her. Don't leave her inside. What is happening? Why? Why?
Questions. I then sprinted to my neighbor's house and banged on the door.
A broken leg's better than getting kidnapped or shot and killed.
Possible, and then I
Worst
used his
case
phone
scenario.
to call the police. I waited on his porch, praying that my wife would be okay. The police eventually arrived, and I ran out to one of the cars, explaining the situation as best I could. They barged into the house, but by then, it was too late. The back door was wide open, and whoever had broken in was gone, with too many of our valuables to count. My wife was more shaken than I was, and understandably so. What she told me and the police made me angry at myself for not doing a better job at protecting her. To
Good.
this day, I'll never forgive myself for leaving her in the house with potential murderers. Apparently, mere seconds after I instructed her to hide, she heard someone kick the bedroom door open. The person walked into the room and cocked a gun. He stood there motionlessly for a few seconds, clearly listening for anyone in the room. She said she had never been more terrified in her entire life. I believe the intruders heard me throwing the rocks at the window. The scariest part is that we still live in this house, and we're not planning on moving out anytime soon. Sometimes I think about what could have happened had I not stepped outside for those brief moments.
I'm actually angry, so I'm actually not going to say anything else. That is absolutely just incredible. Get security for your houses, guys. Get security. This last video was uploaded by Meat Canyon yet again, and it's Chick-fil-A sauce. First, they did a great job of ruining Wendy's for me. And now Chick-fil-A. Let's see how they butchered yet again one of my favorite fast food places.
Hello?
Hello?
Ah, damn it. I always want Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. Hey! Are you guys open or what?
The door was unlocked. Are you guys open or? Okay, yep, definitely closed. Okay, I should not be here. Does someone need help? Hello?
Oh, you poor soul. It's all downhill from here.
Is everything okay in here? Or... Hello?
Woosa.
Oh my god. What the Hey, are you okay? I heard screaming and or at least what I thought was screaming.
Would you like Chick-fil-A sauce, sir?
No. No. What are you talking about? Hey! What the fuck?
Thanks for not fully cussing. I appreciate it.
Oh.
Never mind.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Wayne. You gotta. That was a lot of F-bombs right there.
Would you like Chick-fil-A sauce, sir?
What the f is this?
No Chick-fil-A sauce? Really?
It's our pleasure, sir.
Oh, fuck. Which way do I go? Oh, God.
Sir, would you like a Chick-fil-A sauce?
No! Help! Someone help me! Help! Sir, would you like any Chick-fil-A sauce with that?
You know what? Really is crazy, right? They fit all that trauma. 3 minutes. This channel is capable of sending you to therapy in 3 minutes. Just 3. Technically, it was 4. So, this has been yet again another True Terror Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had your M&M popcorn, your Snuggies. I hope you're all real comfortable and warm. So relaxed. And of course, we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Definitely awesome.
Oh, 'cause it's too close.